Hello, 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 my beautiful people. It's me, Coach Lee, coming at you with your Movement Monday. Let's get it started. Hey, let's get it moving. Hey. All right, so those that are new to my channel, I am Coach Lee, the world's #1 master self-love trainer that uses an holistic approach. #1 world self-love master trainer that uses a holistic approach. All right, so let's dive in. So what I'm going to talk about is really, really, really dear to me. And it's dear to me because I'm going to talk about, have you experienced any form of trauma and you are in a process of, you overcame that trauma that you experienced. And as I go even deeper and talk about the trauma that you experienced, I'm talking about domestic violence, sexual assault. And reason why it's really dear to me is because I am an overcomer. I overcame not one, but multiple domestic violence relationships. And me overcoming them, funny. I apologize, I had to take a moment because when I really think about how far I became and where I'm at now, it's amazing because it's a lot of victims that does not make it out. There's a lot of victims that are not overcomers. There's a lot of victims that are still suffering in silence. So I have a question to ask. Are you still suffering in silence? And you could be suffering in silence and be out of that situation. At the same time, you're suffering in silence because it's like, I don't want no one to know. I'm embarrassed. I don't want nobody to judge me. It just was a horrible experience. And I just wanted to just put it behind me. At the same time, I want to let you know that was me. When I did a meditation and prayed and God told me I needed to move to North Carolina, and I'm like, why? Then I get there, it's like, you have to share your story. And I'm like, I don't have no story to share. I don't have nothing to share. And my story was to share my experience with domestic violence, my experience with sexual assault. And I didn't want to share that. Because people going to judge me. People going to feel like I was the one that caused that trauma to happen to my life. I didn't want nobody, I just was embarrassed. And I'm like, I do not want to share anything. Go and behold, a few years later, after I met up with some amazing people, they let me know. Actually, her name was Tiffany, Sunshine Tiffany, let me know it's okay to share your story. You're not alone. And by me knowing I wasn't alone, it gave me that push to open up and speak. So when you're suffering in silence, it's like you're really thinking you have to deal with that situation by yourself. And I want to let you know you do not. You do not. There are individual here, support groups, and so much more. And I know, as you probably like, yeah, I already know about the support groups. I already know this, I already know that. At the same time, do you know, as an overcomer, you can start loving on you again. You can start doing the things for your healing. You can start just pouring back into yourself. Because when we're in a situation with domestic violence, sexual assault, or any type of trauma in our life, we become people pleasers, or we become the individuals that want to isolate ourselves and just want to not be able to, I don't want to say this, I don't want to say that, because I don't know what may happen. I know when the first relationship I was, well, not the first one, the second one I was in, I felt like, well, maybe if I would speak less, it wouldn't happen again. So I lost my voice. I literally lost my voice. And it's like I did not have no words, nothing to say. And by me losing my voice, that was a form of me not having no control over myself. Me not giving, I was relinquishing all of me to whomever. And I let them do whatever they felt as though they had to do. Because I thought my mouth got me in trouble. I thought my mouth caused me to be in an abusive situation. And I just want to let you know that it's not your fault. The other person's anger, the other person's trauma is not yours to bear. It's just not yours to fix. And that was another issue I had. I thought I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix this. I can fix it. I'm always fixing everything. I can fix this. I know I can. It is a scorcher today. I know I can fix it to make it better. And I just wanted to keep holding on to thinking I could fix something that was not my place to fix. It was not my duty, not my job, was not my assignment. My only assignment was for me to fix me. And once I got in a space where I knew that I had to work on me, my life changed. It was a whole process of more than just, oh, let me work on me. Of course, I had to be out of that environment, be out of that relationship in order for me to know that there is better for me, that there is more for me. And I had an amazing people to assist me along the way. So I speak all of this to let you all know that not only am I just a self-love coach, I'm a coach to assist you with while you're in your phase of overcoming, while you're in your phase of healing. Because it's so important to have someone there beside you. It's so important to make sure you're not doing this by yourself. It's so important for you to have that support. And having that support really is what gives you the energy, what gives you the courage to pour back into yourself, to pour more into you, to know I can do this because I'm not alone. And there's so many support groups out here to assist you along the way. So I just want to lift you up and encourage you and let you know you are love. You are love. You are enough. You are worthy of more. So I know that this post may not resonate with certain individuals. It doesn't matter. If you know anyone that is suffering in silence, that is going through a situation where you're like, you just need to leave. That's one thing, it's hard, and you really, a lot of people think it's easy for you to say, well, just leave, just leave. It's not. That is the hardest thing to do, and the worst thing to tell someone to just leave. They need to know that you're there to support them. They need to know that at the end of the day, if they do decide or if they figure out how to leave, they have you there for them. And I say figure out because when you're in a situation like that, 9 times out of 10, the abuser is preventing the victim from leaving. And I say preventing because it's like they making them feel and believe that no one else is there for them but them. And they isolate them. They make them feel like no one else in the world cares about them but them. Even though they're treating them horrible and they know it's wrong, they still constantly putting in them, no one wants you, no one care about you, no one love you. They really knock down their self-esteem. They beat it down to nothing. And that's really affecting your mental health. It affects you mentally to the point where I know with me, I became suicidal. And I just was like, I just want it to end now. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm just kill me already. They were my words because I felt like life was over for me. Until I knew that I had someone, once I knew how to stand up on my own 2 feet and walk out the door, I had someone else behind that door waiting for me. So I'm letting you know that having that support is so important. Even if you don't want to tell everybody everything that's going on, because trust me, growing up, the thing was what happens in this house stays in this house. And I'm telling y'all now, please no longer let that be a motto. Please no longer let that be a saying. What happens here stays here, because guess what? You can die there. And we don't want that. What happens here should not stay here. What happens here is wrong. What happens here is toxic. It's abusive. It's mentally draining. It's affecting my mental health, and it's not healthy for me. So I know this may have been heavy. It just was on my heart that I had to talk about it. I had to let y'all know that when it comes to mental health, when it comes to domestic violence, sexual assault, you have support. You have someone there for you. You just have to know who it is. you need to be, reach out to me and I'll get the resources you need to go to the next phase. And then once you get your resources, once everything is in place for you, then you come reach back out to me, so now we can pour into you. I can assist you with pouring back into you with loving yourself wholeheartedly. I work with individuals that overcame domestic violence, sexual assault, trauma, and within their life, even abandonment. I work with overcomers, and when they're in a position of ready to want to live now, ready to thrive and want more out of life now, and it's like, okay, I found a job, I got my house in place, I know it's time for me to do the things I need to do for me. That's where my position come in place, where I can assist you and further you along with pouring back into you, making sure you're in good health, making sure your wellness is intact, because wellness equals wealth. And we all know that when our wellness is low, our wealth is low. When our mental is shut to pieces, so is our money. So thank you all so much for listening. I appreciate it. This was just something I just felt like I really need to talk about. And I just was like, you know what? I had to have a conversation with y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation and put it out in the opening. And I really feel like I need to have more conversations like this, because it's an ongoing thing. It's just not that it happened and it's over. No. So I will be having more conversations that's really deep. Thank you all so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Share this video, subscribe to my channel to get more content. As a matter of fact, comment down below to let me know if this type of conversation is something that is needed and you would like to hear more about it, and I'll go for that. So I'll let my subscribers make the call on that. So as always, have peace in your mind, love in your heart, happiness in your soul. Namaste. Till next time, my beautiful people.